all these Void Rays by surprise, and oh my goodness, this is going to be so bad for Al Pacino right now. He's going to lose at least one Void Ray and possibly all three, unless he's somehow able to fly away here, trying to kite back and forth. Sire decides to retreat because he's lost the positioning that he wanted, and actually noticing here with his other Void Ray that this huge army started moving out, and I would have to say that it's kind of tied in terms of battle units. Looks like Al Pacino has a little bit of the lead, but it's not like a huge margin, and with proper micro and things like that, double robotics facility, oh boy. I really have to call that decision into question. Looks like Sire is doing his robotics facility as well. You can't really produce, I mean, possibly Immortals, but you can't really produce out of this many gateways, 5 gateways, 2 robotics facilities, and still, you know, maintain an army just with 2 base, considering how there's so few probes are here. And not even using the Chrono Boost, which is terrible, terrible, terrible. You should never, never let your Chrono Boost pull that much on 2 Nexus or anything like that. Let's take a look at Sire. Sire being a little bit more responsible on his Chrono Boost usage. And oh my goodness, these Void Rays are going to get sniped. No, it looks like not. Sire just barely able to take one out before all these Stalkers and Zealots are coming, putting a couple of defensive force fields so that he is able to retreat. Now he's going to try to snipe the Void Rays, just that they are no longer a pain in his back, and gonna pull out right out and immediately after that, because this is just too many forces for him. Not to mention that he is in the defender, in his opponent's home turf advantage. He can just start warping units here all over the place and taking the gold. Oh my goodness, this is so risky. I really think possibly this would be a better expansion to take. Maybe this one, and possibly even this one, although if he does try to take this one, then the probe will be alerting his master Al Pacino that the Sire is intending to take that expansion, but the gold is so risky. This is right in the way of his opponent, and oh my goodness, he's not seeing it right now. He doesn't know it's there, and he doesn't know he's gonna get surrounded by so many units right now. Oh my goodness, what is gonna happen here? This is so tense. Let's take out the production tab. No, wow, Al Pacino being blocked here by a bunch of force fields, and now taking a couple of units one by one, even retreating into the cannon rage. Al Pacino putting force fields of his own over here, but oh my goodness, those Stalkers just completely denied right there to surround the concave that he wanted, Al Pacino wanted to get. And now Sire trapping these units here. This is going to be so bad. Even using force fields to split up the units a little bit so they're not able to attack back as quickly as possible. And oh my goodness, I cannot believe Al Pacino is going to lose all this army. So many units lost. Look at the units lost tab. It is so overwhelmingly one-sided for Sire right now. Oh my goodness, that was such a big blunder by Al Pacino. I mean, I don't really know what he could have done. I guess once his Stalkers got trapped here, he should have retreated, but this is what I'm saying. Look, he's producing 2 Colossus at the same time. Yeah, that's good. But now he has, what, 6 gateways? And he doesn't even have his 3rd up. And he's barely using the Chrono Boost just now on the Colossus, which is a little bit delayed. And he doesn't have the army to stop Sire right now. If Sire were to be super aggressive right now, which probably not the best call considering there are still a couple of cannons here, he could possibly steamroll his opponent, but he's probably a little bit more concerned in containing his opponent, which is definitely what he's going on for here, right here. He's just trying to put a little bit of aggression. He's not really gonna try to win the game here, but look at this. He's gonna snipe one Colossus. Yes, one Colossus go down, and the second one looks like it's almost about to go down. The third one coming over here, and he really wants to get this Colossus up as he can. He's retreated back, too far back, and now forced to be pushing out. I gotta say, he was a little bit too overcommitting on that Colossus snipe. He probably should have just been content with the one Colossus that he took out, although this one took quite a beating right now. Looks like both players actually going for extended thermal lances, which means that Sire's Colossus are about to come out, and this pylon, this is what I'm like, forward pylon. This pylon is going to be meat fodder for Al Pacino's units. I definitely prefer the proxy warp prison in a situation like this, or at least put the warp pylon, the proxy pylon, in a position that's hard to reach, like over here, or, you know, spread them around the map. Don't just leave him on the way where your opponent would normally go. What are you? Okay. I was gonna say, if he's just gonna walk right by it, then oh my goodness, that's so bad. But I mean, Al Pacino has to know that that gold is up. Yeah, so okay, so he definitely knows. And look at this, Sire doesn't even need the gas right now. He just needs the minerals. He realizes, although he actually is starting to need the gas. I remember watching the video, the casting or the screening it, whatever. He didn't get his gas until very late, and it's because he really needed the minerals and not the gas. And one thing you gotta keep in mind, right? Oh my goodness, stop talking about that, because this huge battle is about to happen right now. Force fields going on all over the place. These zealots getting creamed by the Colossus because of the force fields. Oh my goodness, Sire, you need to retreat. You need to retreat. You cannot get this positioning. Your Colossus are hitting the other Colossus, but realize that there are more of them. They are yours. But somehow, somewhere, oh my goodness, the zealots is being able to barrel down all the force fields, taking all the hits from the immortals, excuse me, the Colossus and everything. And I think I have to give it to the upgrades, because look at the Sire already has one armor, one attack, and Al Pacino has 0-0-0, which is not a good position in this point of the game. It's already mid to late game, and I mean, you really want to keep up with your upgrades, because that's just going to make your units that much more efficient. And oh my goodness, look at this. Sire being a little bit overcommitting again, sending all his units over here. What is he doing? You need to back up. You need to back up. There are 4 Colossus versus your 2. A bunch of zealots coming here. They're probably just going to get obliterated as they retreat. Oh my goodness, Sire forced to retreat here, and actually going for a 3rd expansion. But I really think he needs to take out that gas, at least one of the gases, although he's catching up on his macro. Al Pacino, how is he doing in his macro? A little bit behind himself as well, probably because of all the pressure that's going on here. And looks like charge is coming for Sire. A bunch of zealots spawning over here, probably because he realizes he has too many minerals. And oh my goodness, look at all these probes. There are so easy pickings for these Colossus. One shot from 3 Colossus pretty much obliterates 7 or 8 probes. So it looks like Sire going to push out over here a little bit, surrounding the Stalkers with the zealots. These Stalkers, they need to retreat. They need to retreat with the rest of the army, with the Colossus as well. They need to back up a little bit. And oh my goodness, just by unit positioning and microing, Sire being able to hold back this game, to keep this expansion alive as long as possible, which is very, very, very bad for Al Pacino, because yes, he does have 3 bases, but remember, this is gold, and Sire already has his 3rd up as well, so anytime he wants to, he can just transfer right immediately. And looks like finally Al Pacino having just way too many Colossus for Sires to deal with, and it looks like, oh my goodness, what is going to happen here? This is so tense. It looks like a light show over here. Little orange lightnings going all over the place, back and forth. Now Sire getting 4 Colossus to Al Pacino's 4 Colossus, and this is, what is he doing? Oh my goodness, a bunch of zealots running up in here into the mineral line. Gonna do some damage, but not a lot of damage, just a distraction. Allow this Colossus to retreat and go back. And this is the problem, guys. Colossus are very, very weak units. They only have like, what, 150, 200, and not a lot of armor. 2 armor. Okay, well, I don't know, but they usually tend to go down fairly quickly to their counters. Like, wow, even a Phoenix coming here by Sire. By units that definitely do like a lot of damage, like Immortals, you know, Marauders, Stalkers, Corruptors, etc., Vikings. But if you get like 4 or 5, look at this. This is 6 Colossus. One shot from 6 Colossus is going to destroy a line of zealots and stalkers, and that's the real danger. Once they start one-shotting your line of units as they walk forward, that's when they really start doing a lot of terrible damage. It looks like Al Pacino going to go for the aggression here, and Sire a little bit out of position, forced to run his probes away, but it doesn't really matter. He does have the 3rd. Al Pacino doing a smart thing, just retreating, because he realizes he probably doesn't have a very good advantage right now. We took a look at the units tab. Looks like they're almost tied. I mean, Sire has less Colossus, but he does have more ground forces and a Void Ray coming by whom? Who has... Oh my goodness, this Phoenix gonna get all the scouting information that he needs. And what are these 2 Colossus doing over here? Getting sniped. Sire, what was that? What was without control? And this Phoenix just kind of being annoying. Not sure if he really intended to go Phoenix or going anti-Colossus, but definitely going to be useful. At least for the scouting information. Looks like he's able to do some damage to the Colossus, believe it or not. 16 damage, I believe it is. 5 damage. Okay, that's a lot less than I thought, but I think it's times 2. Yeah, times 2, so 10 damage per Colossus. I mean, it's definitely very annoying, not to mention that it forces your Stalkers to start hitting the Phoenix instead of the ground army. And these probes, what are they doing? Sire, you need to move all these probes away right now. What are you doing? Horrible control, I gotta say. Kind of a big blunder. And Al Pacino going for a 4th base, but he really, oh man, he really needs to work on his macro. He has all these gateways. There is no way, and look at this, not even really producing any units from here. He really needs to make more units. I cannot emphasize that. If we look at the supply tab, let's say resources, there we go. Wow, Sire is half the supply almost of Al Pacino, but I think a lot of that is probes. Yes, look at this. Oh man, Al Pacino is 20 probes over, which accounts for pretty much the lead that he has on Sire's army. So Sire has the upgrade. Oh man, 3 attack, 1 armor. Why does Al Pacino have 0, 0, 0 this late into the game? That cannot be good. That's going to make Sire's units so much more effective against Al Pacino's, even if he has the army. Then look at this huge battle, this light show here. Let's take a look at the light show by the Colossus going back and forth. Oh my goodness. Sire here kind of in a little tricky situation. Looks like the +3 upgrade was not sufficient to take on